Hello, everybody. Welcome to What You Need to Know. I am Sybil Wilkes, and it is Wednesday. It's Stephen Hill Day with Myra J. Hello, you two.
Hello, hello. I love that face,
Hello.
Stephen Hill. I love it.
It is always so amusing to me. It is
So
always
starting.
so. Yes. So, Steve, are you back home?
I am indeed. I am indeed. I got tired of the old look, and I just decided to go. I'm going somewhere else in my apartment today. So just,
Okay.
I
Okay.
was tired of the secret bookcase and everything else. So this is where I live. It's the bedroom. It's New York, so it's the bedroom, kitchen, second room, all in one. So it's cool. It's lovely.
So it's New York living.
It's
Yes.
New York living
Yes.
indeed.
That's a
Yes.
mansion.
Indeed. Yeah.
And for New York, you're right, Myra. It really is. And for some of us who, live elsewhere. So have you guys had a good day, a good week?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That was
Yes.
measured. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You had to think about it, though.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Well, long story short, I rolled my foot over walking on the trail about 6 weeks ago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah.
And but I did all the right things. I iced it. I stayed off of it. I was rolling around the house on it. But I kept getting this pain in my foot, and I went to the doctor today, and I got not the boot, but the shoe, the low top, the big black shoe.
Oh.
Oh
I've never had the
yeah.
big black shoe before.
Yeah.
I'm clopping.
Oh.
Clopping ain't
Oh.
cute. This don't go
Oh.
with nothing.
Oh,
I got
Myra,
the
I'm sorry.
Frankenstein foot hobbling around the store and everything today. So yeah, this is a whole new thing for me.
Well,
Yeah. So
it could have been the scooter that you put your knee on and
Oh.
do that all the way around the spot. Oh, I'm
but no,
sorry.
no,
So
trust
so
me.
obviously you
It's
didn't
all
break
good.
anything.
And actually, he told me I chipped the bone in my foot. That's why I
Oh,
still have.
wow.
Yeah, and I've been out on the weekends walking 5 miles on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
what the doctor said. He said, "You did
yeah.
what?" I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to get back in shape." And basically, he gave me a sit show and a shoe. Yeah, he did.
You can pick this up from the pharmacy. What is it? It's called shit show. Shit show.
Do I need a
I'm
prescription
giving
for
you
that?
no. Trust me. It's under the counter. It's easy.
Right.
Easy to
That's how my day started with some sit show.
read.
So, Steve, you're having a good week?
You know what? Not bad. The Jaden, the faithful ward, and I and his mom all went to the beach yesterday. We had a great
Ah.
day at the beach. His afro is approaching Jermaine in 1972.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a very specific time and length. So, and
Mhm.
he's there. But he had a great day, and so anytime Jaden's having a good day, I'm having a good day too.
Yeah, had a good day too.
Good.
In the age of coronavirus, though, I must ask, how are the beaches? And
So
the
yeah,
beaches,
so
the
I was
beaches.
Yeah.
Nah,
How them
beaches.
beaches doing?
What the beaches look like? What the beaches look like? No, Mom, I did not say what you think I said. First of all, no, and you have to get a pass to get to the beach, so they can regulate how many people actually get on the beach. So you have to have a wristband, so they can tell how many
Okay.
people on there. But there's social distancing. Luckily, it's big enough, and there weren't too many people there. It was basically parents ignoring their kids while they go play in the water, and the lifeguards are
Right.
like, "It's all on us. It's all on us."
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
too far
Gotcha.
out. So it was great.
We need to ask because you do reference your mom not only here but in our podcast from Ha-Has to Ahas with
Yes.
Sybil Wilkes and Stephen Hill. Does your mom watch us on Wednesdays here on?
Every once in a while. Every once in a while she does. I don't know. I meant to ask her tonight if she's going to. I don't know.
Okay. Just curious because first of all, I missed
Did I
our
say something?
conversation. No, but I'm just really curious because I know you guys, have all these conversations
Yeah.
or during the coronavirus and things, and I'm just wondering how your
Yes.
conversations are they still as often, and do you guys go over the day's events and things like you used to?
Well, they're a little lost off, and it was every day, and now it's every day and a half or so we can get some new activity. We found out like every day was like, yep, nope, same as the last. Yep. Got nothing for you. And so we just sit on the phone and be like, So we stretch it out, or if there's an event where we go, oh man, that was crazy. She really
Yeah.
wanted Susan Rice. She did want Susan Rice as the vice presidential candidate,
Hmm.
and she was like, Kamala was not even close to my pick. But then she gave the speech, and now I'm all in. I'm like, you go, mom. All right, fair enough.
Oh,
Okay.
nice,
Yes,
nice.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
okay. All right, cool. So is she
Well, good.
excited about the campaign now?
She is probably one of the more excited people about the campaign, and that's kind of saying a lot. like
Okay.
she
Yeah.
she's definitely anti-Trump
Yeah.
and now pro-Kamala, but she's gonna get out there. She's gonna get there and vote. Luckily, her community has the voting like literally like 3 doors down from where she is. So
Oh, good,
Nice,
yeah,
good,
nice, nice. Very
good.
good.
yeah.
So, speaking of the campaign, the candidates are on the road, as we talked about this week. The the president has gone to Kenosha, Wisconsin. He traveled
Oh,
there yesterday to meet with law and order folks, as law enforcement, as well as those who were affected by their businesses affected by the violence that took place on the streets of Kenosha.
oh. So what happened? So what happened when he went to go talk to Jacob Blake's family? What happened then? I didn't hear that. What happened?
You didn't hear it
Hmm.
because it did not happen.
What do you mean he didn't happen? He went to Kenosha, Wisconsin. What do you
He
mean it
went
didn't
to
happen?
Kenosha, Wisconsin, and he spoke to law enforcement and he spoke to people and their businesses. He did
But
not. He did not speak to Jacob Blake. He did not speak to Jacob Blake's family. He did not speak the name Jacob Blake.
well, Sybil, I am
Well,
confused because Kenosha, Wisconsin would not even be on anybody's lips had it not been for police officers putting 7 bullets into the back of Jacob Blake. So
Yes.
I don't understand how the president of the
yes.
United States went to Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is on fire because of the 7 bullets, but didn't say anything about Jacob Blake or talk to the family.
No, he
Well,
didn't.
here's the thing to me. Okay, so we already know he's a butthead. But if I was the family or any family who unfortunately gets national exposure because of a
Mhm.
tragedy, I wouldn't want to speak to him. You can mention my family's name. I have no control over that. I'm not accepting your phone call. Don't come by.
Mhm.
None of that. Because what? Because then he'll use it as a political toy. Well,
Mhm.
I've spoken with the family and and they're all for me and they're good people. You know what? Go
There are good
slide on a
people on
rusty
both
razor
sides.
blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, no, no,
So
no.
what's the scariest thing about this to me
Uh.
is that the president of the United States in an election year felt perfectly comfortable going to Kenosha,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, and not involving the Blakes at all. I agree with you, Myra. Like the
Right.
call would not have been returned, but I think in other years people would have just stayed away from Kenosha and managed it from the White House. But to actually go there
Yeah.
and realize that you are energizing your base by not talking to the Blakes is a problem. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of problems, but
That's
that is
scary, but
that
it's
that is
true.
scary.
Yeah.
Huh?
And
It
the
is so disrespectful.
it is not only disrespectful, but as you say, Steve, it is energizing his base, and he
Mm-hmm.
has lost a significant amount of support from those who are suburban white women. They were supporting him in 2016. This year, not so much. And so now Wisconsin, it's just a state full of suburban white women, and so he went there in order to try to get them to get them back on his team by supporting the law and order folks who look like those white suburban women's husbands, as well as
Or
those
children who walk down the street with
Mm-hmm.
ARs.
and their
Okay.
children that look like Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so that was a sad moment, but Joe Biden is not going to let that go. He was in Pittsburgh yesterday, but he is going to Kenosha tomorrow. He and Dr. Joe Biden will be there. They're going to have some sort of community meeting and talk about healing as well as justice in that community. That's one of the topics of discussion. They're also supposed to make another stop. Now, I would not be surprised if this time the Blakes were involved in that stop. I would not be surprised at all.
I am hoping that.
Because he has to talk to the family.
Yeah, he has spoken.
Biden,
Yeah,
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
yes.
I am hoping
yeah,
that I'm hoping what he does is go to the exact same stops that Trump went to, plus the Blakes, right?
yeah,
That will send the message, right? What he can't do is not address law and order or the law enforcement community. He has to do
Right.
that as well. But if he does that and the Blakes, I believe that gets to send an extremely strong message to those who still care.
Yeah, that's that's a good point. Because what they had yesterday with Donald Trump was Black Lives Matters on one side and Trump supporters on the other side, and they were kind of going at each other. But this would be brilliant
Yep.
if Vice President Biden did do that. But they, there are several states that made a big difference in the Biden in the Trump campaign and win in 2016. Wisconsin was one of them. The other one was Pennsylvania, which is a neighbor to Vice President
Hmm.
Biden. And so he was there on Monday. Also, look for them to be making a number of trips there. North Carolina is another state that they are looking that there'll be a lot of looks at, and Ohio, of course, and Michigan.
Mhm.
So
Michigan, yeah,
Yep.
Michigan for sure. And so
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be interesting to see how this all works out. Now, Myra, you are in Atlanta, and last week they had a press conference to talk about this Operation Not Forgotten. This was
Oh,
big.
yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you did
this
you?
yeah this was about sex trafficking and finding missing children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Georgia, Atlanta specifically, unfortunately, has been a hot spot for
Yeah.
sex trafficking of children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of them that look like our children.
Sure.
And there was a huge bust. What did they find? Like 36,
39
35?
children. 39
39
kids.
children
Mm-hmm.
just
Between the ages of
here.
3 and 17.
Yeah, and you know what? Just on a personal note, because I am a survivor of abuse. Let me tell you something. I give zero les fautes, okay,
Mm-hmm.
about anyone who would hurt a child.
Right.
Period. They can't catch them fast enough. They cannot give them enough time. And to me, as a Black community, we can't be silent
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Respect our not just girls. Respect our children.
Children. Yeah.
Period. Period. I used to work as a child abuse investigator,
Mm-hmm.
it's deep. It gets real deep. And some people say, well, hurt people. Your ass grew up and you knew better. Period.
Yeah.
Period. So yeah, I was really glad that they were able to go out and and find so many of the children, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still a big problem,
Oh, sure.
not just here but nationwide.
Nationwide. Just to give you a number, in the 2019 last year, there were 421,394 reports of missing children in the United
Jeez.
States. They say that 90% of those are endangered runaways, and large
Mm-hmm.
cities such as Atlanta, New York, obviously, Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and those, they report that hundreds of young girls are led into sex trafficking rings each month. Hundreds
Mm-hmm.
each
Mm-hmm.
month. And this is a situation, not all of the kids were in sex trafficking. There were some where they were just trying to establish the well being and location of some
Right.
children.
Right.
Hmm.
But in the city of Atlanta and Macon, they were able to find these kids. And it says that this is where they find them is often just very disturbing for a lot of folks because these are kids who have been away from missing for 2 weeks to years away from their families.
Mm-hmm.
And they were conducted at dozens of Atlanta and Macon, Georgia homes, apartments,
and,
and hotel
and
rooms.
Hmm.
hotels. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And which just begs the question or begs the plea once again, when you see something, say something. If something doesn't feel
Please.
right to you, and these kids, and it's called Operation Not Forgotten. But these kids, a lot of times they do feel as though no one has remembered them, that they have been forgotten, and
Mm-hmm.
this is the U.S. Marshal's Office as well as other agencies, and good on
So,
them
so
for
I have
doing
to
that.
admit, I have to admit, I feel about this sometimes. Like other people say, like, "Oh, I had no idea there was racism," right?
Yeah,
Because there's
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
not none of that. But I fully admit to, I don't even know what to look for to see something. right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just unfathomable that someone would traffic children, and
Right.
that there's like, what's the sign of struggle? What's the thing to look for
And you know
that would
what,
help to
Stephen
know?
Hill? That's a really great question. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not obviously, but I think that would be something good for us to talk about on our
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
In order
I mean,
to get people to talk about this. And sometimes people say, well, I just had a feeling that something wasn't right, or the way the
mm,
child
Mm-hmm.
looked, or just seeing these
Mm-hmm.
kids out at night. And or sometimes
Mm-hmm.
hearing noises and knowing that it wasn't right. That's how a lot of people
mm,
become engaged in reporting this. But you're absolutely right. There are specific things
yeah.
that these organizations tell us that we should be looking for. And especially for those organizations like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children
Mm.
and the Missing Child Unit of the U.S. Marshal's Office. They have more information, and we should be in touch with them to try
We
to
should.
figure
That
this
would be
out.
a good
Mm-hmm.
topic for our podcast. Someone named Yolanda. See if we could find somebody who's involved with that.
I'm on it. she's she's making notes as we speak. Either that or she's playing words with friends. I'm
I
not
think.
sure, but I think that she's. So a coronavirus update, which is what we do in the What You Need to Know newsletter every day. And health officials are warning parents and students returning to in-person instruction, Stephen Hill, that traces of Legionella, the bacteria responsible for Legionnaire's disease, have been found at several schools so far in Ohio and Pennsylvania. And of course, we've heard of Legionnaire's disease, but it is a serious and sometimes fatal type of pneumonia for those of us who don't know, and can be caught by breathing in mist from water contaminated with the bacteria. And that bacteria can multiply in dormant water systems. And what is dormant water systems? All of those schools that have had no activity whatsoever. And so that's where the bacteria forms and multiplies. And so they're
Mm-hmm.
asking according to the Centers for Disease Control, they say that it causes a lung infection, and if it's at a high enough dose, that lung infection can be fairly serious for people who have immune compromised systems. And of course, that also has to do with the immune system of
Mhm.
people who are suffering from coronavirus and pre-existing conditions. So if you don't get coronavirus, then and you go back to school, perhaps this is so. They're just asking people to be on the lookout for this, and it should be for all of us, whether we're teachers or if we're going back into our offices for the first time,
Mhm.
because those systems have been dormant or not used as often as normally before COVID. And so just think about that, if you would.
It's such a tentative, scary situation for these parents, for these teachers, for these kids.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you send them to school. They you have to wear a mask. I'm sorry, kids, they don't want to wear masks. Well, nobody wants to wear one, but
Right.
good Lord, you really do. You have to wear a mask, wash your hands. I'd have the hand sanitizer taped around my child's neck like a necklace, just a big thing of hand sanitizer. They would be wearing it like jewelry because
Yeah.
it's so scary right now. It is so scary.
I'm
Plus, many of these schools, the systems are old anyway. You have these
Yeah.
old,
well, yeah.
Of
raggedy
course.
air
Yeah.
conditioning systems and water systems and stuff. So, good. One more thing to worry about. Okay.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. I think I'm trying to get because Jaden's not great with the mask. I'll be honest with you. He
Hmm.
loves to wear the mask below the nose. Don't know why. Doesn't know why. What?
to see what a
What are you?
sexy nose he
What are
has.
you doing? What are you doing? So I think one of the things that'll help is like face shield. I'm hoping that people do either masks or
Hmm.
a predominantly face shield because something about that
No, no,
you
no, no,
you
no,
can't
no, no,
move
no.
around. No, oh no, don't tell me.
They said today that face shield can come out the bottom, come out the side. If you're gonna wear the face shield, wear both. And I have to tell you, because I had my doctor's appointment today, I had not
Uh-huh.
been inside a place. Yes, I had on the mask, I had on the face shield. I was like, I was so at one point I went to touch my face and just knocked myself upside the head because I forgot I had the
You had all of this stuff
I had
on.
all this stuff on. I was looking like something from outer space, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care. So, but you know what? If you can convince him that the face shield is really like a cool thing, that he can have the mask down here and then superhero type. Yeah, yeah.
Or,
Now that's cool.
and hear me out on this. I could just like glue it to his head. That's
Look,
another
I'm
way.
not proud of everything I've done as a parent, so I can't even say nothing. Like
Another way to make sure to ensure security and safety.
There you go. There
Super
you go. Your work as a guardian to be admired. Yes, yes. So we always talk about these crazy cases in which men, and sometimes women, but mostly it's men, and black men at that, who have come out of prison after being wrongfully convicted. You know, their case finds its way to the Innocence Project or some other organization, but the Innocence Project is what comes to mind immediately. Here is a man in 1976 was
wow.
accused, convicted, and sentenced for breaking into the home of a 54-year-old white woman and raping her. Despite the fact that none of the evidence, including fingerprints and hair samples, tied him to the crime, nothing that they had was connected to him. He went to jail, convicted by an all white jury in North Carolina. 44 years into an 80-year sentence, Ronnie Long is a free man.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Thank
Thank
goodness.
goodness. But can you imagine? You've done 44 years for a crime you didn't commit,
Right.
and you come out and there's a damn pandemic and Trump is president. What the hell? Is nothing fair?
Put me back. 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 I was safer
in the world today. 44
He-
years I waited for this.
Great point.
He
Great
was
point.
20 years old. He was 20 years old when he went in. And now he just wants to spend time with his family and his wife of 6 years.
Bless their heart. Yep.
Isn't that and visit the graves of his parents. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But you're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
I do want to shout out the Innocence Project and people working. A friend of mine by the name of Jason Flom, who runs Lava Records, the people who brought you Lord and Greta Van Fleet, and I think Kid Rock years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He made goo gobs of money in the record business, still runs Lava Records, but his sole purpose on life, and he said this a number of times, is to free as many people, and he's focused on black men, clearly, without a doubt, free as many people who have been wrongfully convicted as possible.
Yeah.
And his work is part of what brought this about. And it's happened for so many more people. So out to individual people like Jason and others who are doing that.
Cool.
That is
very
that's
cool.
also another great topic for the podcast From Ha-Has to Ahas with Sybil Wilkes and Stephen Hill. I'm just
That's
saying
true.
that's another great.
If only Yolanda were here and listening.
If you click your heels 3 times, your wish may come true.
There's no one like Yogi. There's no one like Yogi. This was as a result of help from Duke University Law School's Wrongful Convictions Clinic. He will also he has to do this. He has to request a pardon from the governor, allowing him to collect money from a state fund that gives money to the wrongfully convicted. That just blows the mind that you got.
Why does he have to request a pardon if he was innocent?
Exactly.
That ought to be like, here's your freedom, here's your pardon.
Right.
Duh.
One would think.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Wanted to talk to you about memes.
Memes?
This is from our business and finance section, and it is from our youngin. We have a young millennial who handles our business and finance. We have young millennials to handle us. Period. But we do
Which is a
have
good
this.
thing.
No. And necessary. Someone who pushes the buttons for us to go on the air. Someone who can give us and tell us what's going on in the world of finance these days. Okay, so there is one meme. Everybody knows about memes and what see them in social media. And what will we do without a meme? The 2020 the meme accounts are having the best time. Warner Music Group just dropped $85 million on Imagine, IMGN, a media brand company, IMGN, that primarily serves teen users with its networks of social accounts. The biggest brand by far is the popular meme account Daquan or
All
Daquan.
right.
Okay,
Daquan.
Daquan. Home,
Daquan.
it has 15 million followers. So Daquan is their Instagram, Daquan's Instagram account, followed by a couple of names you may have heard, like Drake, The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, and 15 million others. Was started by a teenager, a high schooler in 2004, built it into a media empire, and now these media empires, these meme companies, dictate change, waves, trends, and corporate America is finally waking up to this. And so brands like WMG, Warner Music Group, aren't just hopping on the bandwagon for the sake of optics. Meme accounts can also drive the numbers, according to this story. An executive at Alamo Records recently highlighted that a strategically placed meme can increase streaming numbers between 122% and
Wow.
600%.
So
Wow.
that makes all the sense to me, and I'm glad that people are finally coming around. So imagine Amazon has the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you own the trucks that carry the product, you get to save money as opposed to renting the trucks, and you're more sure of how the product's going to get there. It's kind of the same thing with music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Music right now is streamed. It's not bought like we used to. There's not
Mm-hmm.
45, but it's streamed. But the way people become familiar with it is all these TikTok stars and these meme stars put it on there. They do some kind of dance, or they have uh, some kind of routine to it.
Yeah.
So it's basically like you've got the product, which is the music. Now you've got the trucks, which is Daquan and all these memes and all these TikTok stars. So you can basically put your content on that truck and get into more homes.
Wow.
That's probably the best way I can to tie it together.
You are so hip and
So
happening.
so I could just come up with a meme and then hopefully start to get a following or something?
Well,
No?
hopefully is one way, but there are also strategic ways to get followings. But yes, if you can there are many people who have millions of followings who nobody knew this time 6 months ago. I'm going to find somebody's name, but there's certain names of people, especially TikTok, because they zoom to millions of followers immediately. They influence what songs are new. Remember the song "Take That Old Town Road"? Old
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Town
yeah.
Road came from TikTok. The guy put it on TikTok and had a routine. Other people liked that routine and made their own routine. And within
Wow.
7 months, you have what is literally the song that has spent the most time at number one in Billboard history came
Mm-hmm.
from TikTok.
Wow.
So if I did something like this, like GOMF, GOMF, go MF, get out my face. We're gonna start doing this. I need for somebody to post
I'm in.
this
I'm
and
in.
make some money.
I'm in.
So is
There you
that
go,
how
GOMF. Get out
is
my
that
face. GOMF. Go
is
MF.
that
Yes.
how the Rush Challenge started?
Yeah,
See, I don't.
all these challenges happen because somebody
Yeah.
puts it up and it catches on. I couldn't tell you how things go viral. I don't think anybody can really.
Right. You
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 can't do it,
say
or else there'd be a lot of millionaires doing that.
yeah. Right.
But it catches on. There's something catches zeitgeist, and it's on and it's off, and you're on to the next one. But if one catches on for a while, like Old Town Road did, or
Mm-hmm.
the So Gone challenge a while ago, and all these different
Yeah.
challenges, they run music.
Speaking of, And I don't understand the challenges. Unfortunately, did you hear that a child died because of one of the newest challenges?
Oh my
The
God,
Benadryl.
Myra, yes,
Yes,
No, I did
the
not.
Benadryl.
yes.
Yes, the Benadryl challenge.
I was thinking
I don't
about this today.
understand
I
that.
was listening to the
Yeah,
news story, and it's sort of,
Benadryl.
I forget what the last one was, but they are challenging kids to take so much Benadryl, right?
Yep,
And
yep. So
but my question was, and because I wanted to talk to our staff about this, is this, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but is this something that white kids do, or are our children affected by this? Not to take anything away from it, because it's
right,
horrible.
right.
Children have died from this, and
Look,
doctors are
this is
now,
what I.
So
Well,
when the big
they're
thing, when the
actually
big,
warning parents about this. But look, when they were doing that Tide Pod challenge, I knew right then. I
yeah,
was like, "Look, baby,
right.
don't in my house. I wish you would tell me you ain't gonna eat your lima beans, but you done put a Tide Pod in your
Mm-hmm.
mouth."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You gonna eat them lima beans because I'm gonna pour a little Tide on it. You're not gonna waste my good money putting some detergent in your mouth."
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that as a whole, this isn't something that Black children do, because I know kids can be kids,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that there's a certain culture
Yeah.
that goes on in many of our households. Like, you ain't gonna waste my good detergent. You ain't
or,
gonna be.
or my good Benadryl in this case, because I'm
Or
gonna need it the
somebody.
next time we do go on a plane, so your little brother will go to sleep. Um, so Steve,
yes.
do you know about this?
No, I had not heard about that at all. It does not
Really?
surprise me, and I'm telling you that it did not come from Tyrone's and Quay Quay's house. It came from Chad. It came from Chad and Tiffany. I'm telling you right now.
So the pharmaceutical giant Johnson and Johnson is warning parents about the TikTok's viral Benadryl challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Several teens overdosed while performing the stunt. And the challenge involves taking enough Benadryl to hallucinate and posting the footage on video sharing platform, and has been blamed for the death of a 15-year-old girl in Oklahoma.
You want to
Of course,
hallucinate? Tell your Black mama you're getting ready to go in there and use some of her products. You about to do, because they also did it with cinnamon. Remember
yeah, yeah, that's
cinnamon?
true.
Trying
Yep,
to swallow a whole lot of cinnamon and coughing it up. I'm in here
yep,
trying to make a damn peach cobbler and you wasting my good cinnamon. You
yeah.
gonna hallucinate, chick? I promise you.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna hallucinate, all right, right.
You gonna see stars. You gonna see stars.
So they say the dozen or so doses required to induce hallucination can also cause something potentially life-threatening, as you might expect. Large amounts of
Mhm.
Benadryl can cause seizures and particularly problems with the heart. The heart tends to go
Oh
out
my
of
God.
rhythm and not pump blood effectively. And they say that they are putting the word out to stop this. I thought I dreamt this because sometimes I listen to the radio in the middle of the night. No, I'm serious, because sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
listen to stories, and so then it kind of goes into my
Mm-hmm.
subconscious, and I just kind of was like, oh, I must have dreamt that. And then I heard the
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson report, coming out and warning parents against the Benadryl challenge on TikTok, and I'm like, my God, what? Who comes up with this
With this
stuff?
stuff.
Right,
Yep.
right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
What is this?
And just imagine the things that they thought of, but then they said that was too stupid.
Uh,
Okay. Just
yeah,
imagine what they probably said.
yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that because that's too dangerous. But I'll do Benadryl. Okay.
That's so that we can hallucinate
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
just
not.
stick to making reservations to a campaign of a certain candidate and not showing up to their campaign rally and not showing
You know,
up. Just
Yeah.
I'll even take the dance challenges. But look, we at some point in time when we were younger felt like we were
Invincible.
unkillable. We were invincible.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We
indestructible.
are
Yeah,
indestructible, right?
yep,
And
yep.
so what we're seeing is, and we just do that in our neighborhood, but now you're seeing worldwide and access to people across the world
Yeah,
in a matter of nanoseconds.
yeah.
And if it looks cool at one point in time, somebody else is going to try to do it.
Yep.
That's right.
The teen brain has not changed. It's the things it has access to
That's
that
true.
has changed
Yeah.
That's true.
mountains over the last
Oh,
at
yeah.
least 20 years. 20 years.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We haven't caught up. We haven't caught up with the legislation or anything else yet. I don't think.
Wow.
Yep. Our mamas
That's
would get
scary.
pissed off if you used the good towels.
I know you're not going to use all my Benadryl, love.
No,
Come
no.
on. Jeez, Louise. And we talk about the other challenges that are for the good, but this is just this is crazy.
Yeah.
Off of Facebook, Brenda McCutcheon says that 2020 seems to be like a hallucination. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right,
I'm
Brenda.
with that.
You're absolutely right. Do you remember taking your SAT?
Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You do?
I do.
Okay. And remember how much, I don't know about you guys, but there was a lot of pressure about taking the SAT and then being able to take it again and to improve your score. And now, son of a gun, the colleges are coming along and saying, we're no longer going to require the SAT.
I know.
Wait,
I
what?
know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a
Because of
lot of the
2020.
schools
Yeah.
now are saying as of this year that they were now requiring as a part of the admission package for the seniors to have the SAT as a part of their requirements. So now Spelman College is on board and they have suspended SAT requirements for the class of 2025.
Mama,
Wow.
guess what? I'm going to Spelman. I'm going to Spelman. I'll call you. Talk to you in a minute.
I got in.
So you can read all about that in the What You Need to Know newsletter. And please go to SybilWilkes.com and sign up for the newsletter. Give us your name and your email address. You don't have to fill out any other information. And we just like to have you as a part of the What You Need to Know news crew every day, Monday through Friday, including Labor Day, I'm finding out. So, yes.
Wow. Wow. No day off on Labor Day.
We don't have time for days off. Yeah, that's right. We have news to deliver.
You working needs to bring you a plate.
That's right. And if you work too much, just get some Benadryl. What? It's all gone? Who used up all the Benadryl? Who used up all the Benadryl?
Why the dog laid out in the middle of the flow?
The middle of the flow. So obviously Labor Day coming up, and do you all have plans for the weekend? Because I just want to just live vicariously through other people because I will be working. Steve, you going back to the beach? Myra, you going anywhere? I know in the age of COVID, but Steve, you do travel, and so
I will be. I will. We'll talk about it next week where I'm going. Week where I'm going. I am headed somewhere this weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And
everywhere you go is fun.
It is, and I look forward to reporting next week.
I was actually. Oh, go ahead, Stephen. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. They're tease. They call that in the biz a tease.
They call you a tease.
Well,
Yes, Myra. Let's let the tease have his moment.
I'm like, you're talking about Labor Day. I was actually in the store today going around going, why they got all this mayonnaise and ketchup and stuff in the bins? What's all this wrong about? Why the store so crowded? I had no idea Labor Day was even coming up this weekend. They got all these chips. I'm like, buy me some chips. They got chips and everything. Yeah, those are my Labor Day plans.
But do you know how many years where our Labor Days have been?
Yes. This will be the first time in 20-something years?
Yeah, that we have not been in Florida for the
family reunion.
Yeah.
And people have been posting memories and stuff on Facebook about the family reunion. And I was like, wow, that was a year ago. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
Well,
this is for me. This would be Burning Man week. I would be in the desert in the middle of Nevada
That's
this
what I was
week.
thinking.
I would be in
Yeah.
the. Trust me. On Sunday, when I should be waiting for my 12-hour entrance
Mm,
into the place, I was lamenting, and I'm still lamenting. But I'm gonna burn.
wow.
I might have like roast a marshmallow, like some kind,
So
some kind.
explain Burning Man to people because there are a lot of folks that have heard of it but don't know exactly what it is.
First of all, here's how you explain Burning Man to people.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I don't really know how to explain the Burning Man. How do you explain Burning Man? How do you explain Burning Man? Like, it's just like a thing. It's like,
It's a thing.
it's Coachella, but it's not. It's like summer camp, but it's not. It's like a music festival, but it's not.
Is it like Woodstock, but it's
No,
not?
no, 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 no. So it's a
nah.
gathering of people in the middle of the desert, 70,000 people in the middle of the desert, all interested in everybody else's well-being. It's really hard thing. It is a hard thing to encapsulate.
Yeah,
During the day,
yeah.
there are seminars about how to be in touch with each other better. Stand-up comedy is part is some of the seminars, but everybody brings something that they have for other people there. And there's no money that's exchanged. It's gifts. It's a hard thing to explain. And at night, people go buck wild at concerts out on a big, huge, empty lake bed that's about, I don't know, 50 square miles.
Hmm.
So spectacular.
Okay. Let me
It's
just
oh no,
ask
wait,
you,
wait,
because
wait.
this is where my mind goes.
Yeah, go
What's
ahead.
the bathroom situation?
Yeah, no. Myra,
This-
Myra, here's funny thing. So there's porta potties if you're in a tent, and then there's porta potties if you're in any other thing except an RV, and then there's the bathroom in my RV. So that's
so there's
that's
no
what it is.
bathroom
Bathroom
situation, is what you're saying.
There's no bathroom. It is
Okay.
very there, as you might imagine, Myra and Sybil. This is a predominantly Caucasian persuasion.
Hmm.
This is
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
primarily.
Hmm.
Although the number of
yeah.
black folks who have been a part of it especially the last 2 years. First year I went, it was like it's me and the crew. And over the last 2 years, more and more people have become a part of it because it really is. I don't know how to. It's really hard to explain, but it's a great place to be, and it's the least racist place I've been on this earth for an
Wow.
entire week period. That's the best way to put it. And
Wow.
Okay.
it has to do with the energy. It has to be with the people who come.
So it seems like well, it did years ago. It was very mysterious to me, and it was almost like a secret society kind of thing. It's like you didn't really you
Right.
talk about you being there, but you
Right.
don't talk about who was there.
Right.
Is that the case?
It is not as much the case. It's become more popular. The
Hmm.
owners of it, the people who run it, are concerned that it's going to become commercial. Like one of
Right.
the things you do, you don't wear shirts with any kind of corporate logos. Like
Hmm.
the kind of the corporate infestation is something they've really fought against pretty successfully. Although, there's always somebody like looking good in my Fashion Nova tutu.
And nothing else.
That's all I got. Feeling good. So there's been a lot of that on social media and people kind of being sponsored by that, but they've tried to
Hmm.
shut that down, especially in the last year. They really tried to shut that down.
Oh, that's very
We'll
interesting.
let it,
Okay.
John. It's called Burning Man. It's the Burning Man Festival that it was canceled this year. Somebody had
Mm.
asked on YouTube.
Yeah, as
Okay.
is most things have been canceled this
Yep.
year. So,
Mm.
well, you guys, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this today. As always, I enjoy the conversation
Yes.
and the gift of your presence every week. I appreciate it. And Stephen Hill and I are going to go off and make merry on our podcast
Magic.
Okay.
from ha-has
Okay.
to ahas. And Myra, did you ever see us when we did our first podcast on the ship
No.
a year ago? It was a year ago.
No.
Yeah, on last cruise. And so that's where it got started.
Yes.
And so now we
Okay.
do it. So go to any of those platforms and subscribe if you would, from ha-has to ahas with
Hmm.
Sybil and Steve.
Ha
And
ha ha
we
ha ha
from
to aha.
ha-has
From
ahas.
Haas to us, and you should know, of course, Sybil is brilliant, and Sybil is brilliant, and I am there. So that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. You and believe none of what you just heard.
You should.
I know.
So,
I know.
You should.
but we appreciate it. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Yeah, and we're gonna also after that we're gonna go and watch J. Anthony Brown in his new
Woo!
TV show tonight. Assisted,
Oh, okay.
yeah, assisted
Assisted
living.
living.
Yes, comes on BET. It follows, is it The House of Pain? I believe The House of Pain comes on first, the return of that show, and then Assisted Living. We had Jay with his co-stars Tamala and David Mann on Monday, and
I
that was a lot of
saw. It was so
fun. So
good. Yeah.
yeah. So please support them, and Jay needs the money so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we want to support him as well as our friend Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
So you guys have a good evening. Tomorrow is Thursday, George
Stop, hold
Wallace
up, hold
Day.
up, hold on. No.
Oh,
I believe it's contractually, you're
mhm.
contractually obligated to say our friend billionaire Tyler Perry.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I
In
sent
our
him an
contract.
email because I was unable to find a card, either an e-card or one at the Hallmark store, congratulating him. There's nothing saying congratulations on your billions.
No, no.
So
No.
congratulations, Tyler.
No.
Mhm.
No. On your black billions. for,
Yeah.
for black billionaires, it's so hard to find
Yeah.
a card.
Yeah, because cool thing is, I sent him an email as well, and he said, "How'd you get this address?" So,
So then I sent him a meme,
of
and
course, that's right. That's right. He said, just bring back my Benadryl, damn it." Okay, okay, I will. No problem.
yeah, congratulations to our friend Tyler, a billionaire. Golly,
Yes, yeah,
that's good living. I'm happy for you.
yeah.
And if you got any samples you want to pass out, I'm open. Thanks, you guys. I will see you guys next week. And for the rest of you, please join us tomorrow with George Wallace. We'll be here on YouTube and Facebook Live. Have a good evening. Be careful. Wash your hands and be careful out there. Bye.